Anybody can learn how to play Monster Mash on the piano in less than 60 seconds. All right, let's give it a try. All we need are 4 simple chords. The G chord, and then the E minor chord, and then the C chord, and finally the D chord. Those are all the chords for the whole song. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly to my surprise. And so that's verse 1, and that's how you can play all the verses for the whole song, the simple way. Which brings us to the chorus. You can play the chorus the exact same way. It's the same chord progression, but I'll show you a little bit more interesting way. We're going to play bum, 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 bum. With the G chord, it'll sound like this. Bum, 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 bum. And then we switch chords, E minor, and then C, this time let's try it with the lyrics. He did the mash, he did the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the mash, it caught on in a flash. He did the mash, he did the monster mash. And then we go on to the next verse, which is exactly the same as the first verse. All right, that's pretty much the whole song. There's only one other different part of the song, and that's the bridge. But that's even easier. It's just 2 chords. We start with the C. The zombies were having fun. Tennis shoot, wow. The party had just begun. Back to the C. The guests included Wolfman. Tennis shoot, wow. And then the last D we play, we're just going to stop. Dracula and his son. And then we move on to the next verse. That's how to play the whole song. There you go, in less than 60 seconds. Now, if that seems simple enough and you want a slightly bigger challenge, I can show you how to play those 3-note chords instead of just with one hand, playing them with 2 hands. Let's take the G chord for starters. When we play with one hand, our right thumb is on the root or the G note. We could instead play that with our left thumb, and then we can use our right thumb to play the 3rd, and then use our right index finger to play the 5th. All together, that gives us the same 3-note G chord that we were playing with one hand, but now with 2 hands, which will make it a little bit easier to play a more complicated rhythm. There's a lot of different rhythms that you can play. Here's one. We could play left, left, right, right, left, 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 right, right, left. Practice that for a little while, and once you got that, you can move on to the next chord. Left, left, right, right, left, 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 right, right, left. So that's another way that you can play it. And since we're here with 2 hands, it's not that hard to add a few more notes. We can add a G up here, up an octave with our right pinky. We can add a G down here if you can stretch that far with your left pinky. And then you can play this D, which is the 5th, with our index finger. All together, that gives us a nice sounding 6-note G chord. Now you can play all the chords of this song using this exact same shape, pretty much. We just need to make sure that our left thumb is our guide and it's always playing the root of the chord. So the root of the G chord is the G note. So here's the G chord. The next chord is E minor. The root of E minor is E. So all we need to do is lift our fingers, find the E with our left thumb, slide down, play that same shape, and that gives us an E minor. For the C chord, the root is C. So lift your fingers, find the new root, which is C, with our left thumb, slide down, play the same shape. That gives us the C chord. And then for the D chord, lift your fingers and find the D with your left thumb. It's just one white key up. And if we play the same exact shape on this one, it's going to give us a D minor. We actually want a D major, but that's no problem. We just need to change one little note out of these 6. It's this note right here, which is the minor 3rd. We need to make it a major 3rd. And so we play that all together. That gives us our D chord. That's the only chord in this whole song that has a different shape than the rest. But those are all of the chords in 6-note version. And so you could play each chord one time when you see it throughout the song. G, and then E minor, and then C, and then D. Or you could play the same left, left, right, right, left pattern that we were playing. Bum, was a graveyard smash, they did the mash. Like that. Or there's other rhythms that you could play. I'm going to show you one more before we finish up with this video. And so for this one, we'll play our pinky and our thumb at the same time, both of them at the same time. We're going to do that twice. Both, like that. both, both. And then after that, we go to the right hand, play all 3 notes at the same time, right, right. So it's both, both, right, right. Both, both, right, right. Practice that, and once you got that down, we can move on. The next thing we're gonna do is play with our left thumb only, and then our left index finger, we'll call that the pointer finger. So we're gonna play the pointer finger, and then we're gonna play both the pinky and the thumb in our left hand again. So the way that I'll designate that, I'll say thumb, point, both. Okay, so putting it all together, it'll sound like this. Both, both, right, right, thumb, point, both, both, right, right, thumb, point. I'll slow it down one time. Both, both, right, right, thumb, point, both, both, right, right, thumb, point. Practice that even slower, and once you get that down, you can move to the next chord. Both, both, right, right, thumb, point, both, both, right, right, thumb, point, both, both, right, right, thumb, point, both, both, right, right, thumb, point. Last chord is D, both, both, right, right, thumb, point, both, both, right, right, thumb, point. Back to the G. All right, let's try that for the last time through with the chorus, and let's all sing together. All right, finish strong. Here we go. They did the mash, they did the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They did the mash, it caught on in a flash. They did the mash, they did the monster mash. All right, there it is, the whole song Monster Mash in simple 3-note chords and then 6-note chords and a bunch of different rhythms that you can try out. Enjoy it, and happy Halloween, everybody. We'll see you in the next video.